Catching the ball with my eyes, really. A lot of people just think you're catching it with your hands, but a lot of the time when you drop a ball, it's because you didn't follow the ball all the way from the catch to the tuck with your eyes. So I'm really just trying to train those mechanics when I'm catching on the jugs machine. So I'll try to catch 5 or 6 straight on, 5 or 6 on both sides, and then I'll start training kind of more challenging things when the balls are behind you. So I'll catch a few behind me, a few on the other side behind me, and then I'll get on one knee and simulate catching the ball when it's kind of high. So a lot of times when the ball is above your eye level or above your head, you think you're just going to catch it like this and keep moving. But I try to really train to follow my eyes with the ball. So then when you get into these games, these practices, it becomes more like a habit.
And unrelated, but we saw Curtis pull a pretty nice move on VSJ today. Just what does he look like to you? Does he feel like and look like the old Curtis out there?
Yeah, I'm just going to let him take it a day at a time. But that gave me definitely flashbacks of college and seeing what he can do with the ball in his hands, his versatility after the catch. Most guys catch that ball on a 5-yard pass, and they may get 2 or 3 extra yards. And the move that he made on a dime, that gets you 10 to 12 extra yards with his ability. So it's cool for other people to see that, get to feel that, and he looks like he has a good spring in his step, and I know he just want to take it a day at a time and continue to build on that and stay healthy. But so far he's doing a really good job.
What do you make of the early chemistry you have you're developing with Carson?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been great so far, just personally getting to know him, sharing some things we have in common, learning about each other and the backgrounds and our careers up until this point. And I think we got to get out there in California before this started out, and we really got to start talking through things. And now we're out here in game-like situations. The bullets are flying. It's a little faster, but I really like his aggressiveness when he's trying to give us chances down the field. I think that's something that all of us as an offense know we want to improve on, is taking those shots down the field, but also connecting on them. And so the only way you get better at those is taking them in practice and connecting on them. So I think whether it's me, Jahan made some good plays down the field, Kelvin, that not only it increases your confidence in those plays, but it gives Coach Turner the confidence to continue to call those, and that can really help open up our offense even more.
I think he's the 9th quarterback you've played with. Do you see the transition going well as you get a chance to catch more passes from him throughout camp and into the season?
Oh, definitely. I think what helps is he's a veteran guy, and he's played with a lot of good receivers and fast receivers and guys like Deshaun Jackson. And so he knows what it's like to play with some fast receivers, some bigger receivers and things like that. And just, his cerebral ability to break things down on the fly is also what helps. And I think as a receiver, myself and the other guys, we want to try to be on the same page as much as possible. I think what's really cool is he throws the ball in a very timely fashion, so it forces us receivers to be clean at the top of our routes and know we got to get our head around because that ball is going to be coming. So those are little intricacies that we have to hone in on during this time in camp so they could be ready for the games.
Hey, Terry, what have been your early impressions of Jahan Dotson, and how much did you see him in college, and then what are you thinking out here now?
I didn't know that was him at first in college, but he called it like a one-hander against Ohio State, and you kind of see his ball skills out here. I got to see him again in California, and he's just very natural when he catches the ball. He's quiet, but that's a lot of rookies, but he has a very business-like approach. You could tell he treats this as his job and a professional, and he has fun when he makes a play. You try to encourage him to smile, because it's hard to make plays in this league, and when you make explosive plays like he did today, those change games, those changes possessions, and it gets the offense juiced up, when you see receivers going down making plays like that. So I just want to continue to encourage him to be himself, help continue to hone in on his skills, take the coaching really well, which he already does, and I think he has a chance to help us a lot.
What allows him, do you think, to make those because he made a few of those kind of catches in college. You've seen some things out here. What allows him to make those kind of grabs?
I think when you're confident in your ability to catch the football, you know what I mean? I think you're comfortable in a lot of situations. A lot of guys, sometimes you have tough time tracking the ball down the field. Sometimes you may not be as sure of your hands in contested catch situations. But when you're a sure-handed guy like he is and has been up until this point, he has a lot of confidence when the ball does get in his vicinity. So I think what he did great on that pass that he caught down the field is a lot of receivers may fade away a little bit and let the ball get caught inside, and it gives the DB a chance to get his hand in there. But when you trust your hands like he does, he kept the DB in between him and the ball, and he caught it on his outside shoulder. And he used really good late hands, which it's kind of tough to do. I'm still working on that skill a little bit as well. And the more you improve and the more you go against these great DBs in the league, you have to use little subtle things like that to keep them away from getting their hands in on the ball. So that was really good to see from a young guy, and I know he's just going to continue to improve.
Terry, I know it's only day 2 of camp, but the starting secondary is the same guys more or less from last year. What do you kind of see with that group? How has it been going up against them this time compared to last year?
I think they have a really good chemistry, honestly. You got Bobby back there, who's a vet, Cam Curl. You got Will Jackson, who's doing a really good job. He's looking very explosive. And, Kendall, who's just one of the more smarter corners in this entire league, not just with his ability, but his way to break down your splits, his ability to tell when you're maybe tipping off your routes. I tell a lot of our receivers, myself included, it can be kind of frustrating because it seems like he's jumping everything, but that just forces us to be more clean in our footwork, in our routes, and our body demeanor. And so that's helping us. And I think, St. Juice, he's doing a really good job working in the slot, and he gives you a more longer corner feel, physical at the line, which is you're going to see all types of different corners this year in the guys we go up against. So it's just really cool to see the chemistry that those guys have. They have a lot of energy out there. They trust each other, and they're communicating really well. And, hopefully when our D-line is fully back and healthy and with the guys we have out there right now, I think it gives us a chance to be strong. And I know they're just taking it a day at a time. Coach Harris is really pushing those guys, and that's what breeds the competition. That's what's going to make the receivers better. That's what's going to make them better.
And on a day in which maybe the defense gets the best of the offense, what does that do for you going into the next day? Does that change? Like, you're trying to work on different things, knowing this is what happened today? How do you adjust from that day to day if they got the better view?
Well, definitely. I mean, I think at the end of the day, you want to try to win every day if you're the offense. But those guys on the other side of the ball are really good as well, and they prepare. And I think we had a good day yesterday. Came back and they made some adjustments. And I think the cool thing is when you have both sides of the ball, don't want to lose a day, don't want to lose a rep. That breeds that competitiveness, that breeds that winning culture that we're trying to cultivate here. And so at the end of the day, we got to remember we're still all teammates. We're on the same team, but you want to come out here and not only fight for a job, but you want to win on the offense or the defensive side of the ball. So as an offense, we're going to go in there and see what we could do better. Receivers, making sure we're right where we need to be when the quarterbacks are expecting us there. I know the O-line is going to do their job, tight ends, quarterbacks, everybody. So it's a collective effort, and I think when you come back out here tomorrow, you just don't want to make the same mistakes. You know what I mean? As an individual, you try to encourage the guys to not continue to make the same mistakes twice. Improve on the things that you didn't do well yesterday and come out with a better energy and make those plays tomorrow, because when you start to get that momentum, that's when you really see yourself improve as an individual and as an offense. So, I think we're going to come back out here tomorrow and compete, and tomorrow's a new day. That's the great thing about it.
Hey, Terry, on paper, this receiving core includes you, Curtis Samuel, De'Ami Brown, Jahan Dotson. Do you get the sense, on paper, this is one of the best receiving cores this team has had in many, many years. Do you get that sense, or is it just kind of a day-to-day thing? What is the sense of how good this receiving core can be overall?
I think it was definitely an emphasis to have as many weapons on our offense as possible. And when you have a lot of versatile guys like we have, young nucleus guys who are hungry but humble, you know what I mean? I think it's really cool to be a part of a group like that. When everybody's excited to make a play. Even you got guys like Cam who knows how to play all three positions, and you have that versatility over a 17-game season that becomes very important. If you get pigeonholed into this guy can only play this guy can only play that, it hurts not only the player, but it hurts the offense and the team. So I think we're just trying to breed that competitiveness in our room and come out here and make plays and give Carson as many options as possible to throw the football. And so we got a really good group of guys. It's really fun right now to see so many guys flying around who have so many different abilities. We got big receivers, fast receivers. We got quick guys, slots, outside. So it's just a matter of putting the work in and really being detail-oriented so we could go out there and make it look good when it's time to play the games.
Last one. Terry, you've been the captain, a leader, but have you ever kind of directly mentored a player before, and is that something that interests you with Jahan? Oh,
definitely. My rookie year, I had the opportunity to learn from a lot of great veterans, and I kind of had that at Ohio State as well. AGG, when he was here as a rookie, I tried to take him under my wing, and Jahan as well, and even De'Ami and those guys. I take pride in that because it's hard to make it in this league, and we all know we're fighting for the same jobs. We all know we're competitive and want to make plays, but if I can do anything that I can to share my wisdom, to share what I've learned from this game, to try to be infectious with my personality, with my confidence, with my competitiveness, I think that breeds a stronger room. It breeds a healthy room to where guys know they could trust you and you're looking out for their best interests. Knowing that we're still competing and everything like that, but if any way I can help these guys, I'm going to do that.
Thanks, Terry. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.